Genoa City was tense. The air buzzed with a sense of unease as whispers about Sharon's disappearance spread. Nick Newman couldn't shake the feeling that Ian Ward was behind it all. Ian was cunning, manipulative, and dangerously unpredictable, a man who thrived on chaos. But Nick knew that accusations without evidence wouldn't get him far. He needed proof and fast. For the past week, Nick had been following Ian, observing his every move. Ian was careful, almost too careful. Every step seemed calculated, every interaction deliberate. Nick's instincts screamed that Ian was hiding something, but the man had left no trail, no slip-ups, nothing Nick could use against him. Ian Ward stood in his office, looking out the window with a knowing smile. He could feel Nick's eyes on him, the subtle tension in the air whenever he was nearby. Ian wasn't stupid, he knew he was being watched, but that was all part of the plan. He thrived on the hunt, on the game. Picking up his phone, he dialed Jordan, his loyal accomplice. "Our friend Nicholas is getting restless," Ian said, his tone light but laced with menace. "Let him keep watching, let him stew. When the time comes, I'll show him exactly what I want him to see." "And Sharon?" Jordan asked. Ian's smile widened. "Sharon's where she needs to be for now. But it's time to up the stakes. Nick and Sharon, they have unfinished business, don't they? Let's give them a little reunion, on my terms." Back at Newman Enterprises, Nick paced Michael Baldwin's office, his frustration mounting. "It's been a week, Michael, a whole damn week, and we're no closer to finding Sharon. She's out there, scared, alone, and probably running out of her medication. If she doesn't get her meds soon..." Michael raised a hand to calm him. "Nick, I get it, I do. But you can't just go barging into Ian Ward's life without something concrete. He's dangerous, yes, but he's also smart. If he knows we're onto him, he'll cover his tracks even better." Nick slammed his fist on the desk. "He's already one step ahead of us, Michael. Every minute we waste is another minute Sharon's life is in danger." Michael leaned back in his chair. "What do you suggest, Nick? Do you have any leads? Anything we can use?" Nick hesitated, running a hand through his hair. "Not yet, but I'm not giving up. Ian's hiding something. I can feel it. And I'm going to find out what it is, no matter what." Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter suddenly have a problem on their hands since their beloved Nanny is quitting. Petra had a wonderful connection with Aria Porter Copeland, so Tessa and Mariah have big shoes to fill. Although Mariah and Tessa asked Claire Newman to consider becoming their new nanny, Claire said she'd have to think about it. Since Claire is leaning toward working with Nikki Newman in the not-too-distant future, she can't really commit to a long-term nanny stint. It seems like Claire may have to turn Tessa and Mariah down, so what are they going to do? It's possible Claire will still babysit here and there until Aria's parents can find a full-time Petra replacement. Of course, it's also easy to imagine Mariah and Tessa leaning on Sharon Newman a bit more in the coming weeks. Maybe Sharon will insist she'd love to have some extra grandma time since she's trying to paint this picture of being perfectly fine. Since Sharon wants everyone to believe she's turned the corner in her recovery, it makes sense for her to watch Aria and do all the things she loves to do when she's behaving normally. However, Y and R fans know Sharon is still dealing with major mental health issues. Sharon has full-blown conversations with a version of deceased Cameron Kirsten. She's hallucinating. So this isn't a woman who should be taking care of a little girl. Nevertheless, there must be a reason why Y and R came up with this abrupt nanny departure and put Aria's moms in a bind. Sharon has hidden her trail in the Heather Stevens investigation so far, but her cover-up may fall apart down the road. What if that happens while Sharon is watching Aria? Perhaps Sharon could realize the cops are coming for her and panic somewhere down the line. For example, Sharon might be in her car when she gets a troubling phone call from Chance Chancellor. Chance might be onto Sharon by then, so she could figure that out from his tone and bolt with Aria in her car seat. Sharon could kidnap Aria as she goes on the run and make this mess even worse. Then again, Sharon might convince herself that Aria is the only family member who won't judge her once the truth comes out. Maybe Sharon could decide to run away with Aria since she represents a loving clean slate. Aria is too young to have a clue about any of this, so Sharon is just the grandmother Aria loves right now. Sharon might cling to that in her fractured mental state and snatch Aria as the drama takes another stunning turn. Regardless, the fact that Aria suddenly doesn't have a nanny could be a plot point that'll tie in with Grandma Sharon's story sooner or later. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon will keep making messes, so stick with us for other Aria predictions and updates on all the chaotic news to come. CDL will have all the sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates you need, so make us your one-stop source. In the upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless on Monday, January 13, 2024, tensions will reach a boiling point as Nick Newman finds himself pushed beyond his limits. The episode will feature a shocking and dramatic moment when Nick, unable to contain his fury and frustration, violently smashes a door. The action unfolds as Nick becomes embroiled in a heated confrontation, with emotions running high and old wounds being reopened. Nick's temper flares during an intense exchange with someone close to him. Over the past few weeks, Nick has struggled with personal and professional dilemmas, and this explosive outburst is the culmination of months of mounting pressure. Viewers will be left on the edge of their seats as Nick's actions take a violent turn, and the repercussions of his outburst will be felt far beyond just the smashed door. The situation builds up after a series of events that have slowly chipped away at Nick's composure. Between family drama, business challenges, and a strained relationship with those he cares about, Nick's emotional state has been fragile. His latest confrontation stems from a deep sense of betrayal and anger towards someone he thought he could trust. As tensions escalate, Nick's frustration finally boils over in a shocking moment of aggression, and viewers will witness his raw, unfiltered emotions as he takes out his frustration on the door. This moment of violence serves as a turning point for Nick. As the dust settles, he will have to confront the fallout from his actions. The emotional and psychological toll of the situation will weigh heavily on him, and it's clear that Nick will face consequences both personally and within his family. His relationship with the person he's clashing with will be irrevocably changed, as this explosive act of aggression will leave scars that will take time to heal. As the story progresses, Nick will also have to navigate the fallout in his professional life. The repercussions of his actions may spill over into his career, adding another layer of complexity to his already tumultuous existence. Will Nick be able to regain control of his emotions, or will this act of rage set him on a darker path? Monday's episode is sure to be one of the most memorable moments of the week, as Nick's out-of-character moment of violence will undoubtedly leave fans reeling. The episode will also feature powerful performances from the entire cast as the drama intensifies and characters are forced to deal with the emotional aftermath of Nick's explosion. The fallout from Nick's actions will have a ripple effect on the lives of those around him. His family, friends, and loved ones will have to pick up the pieces after this shocking event, and many will wonder if Nick can ever come back from the damage he's caused. The emotional journey that Nick embarks on will be one of self-discovery, redemption, and reconciliation, but it remains to be seen if he can overcome the consequences of his outburst and rebuild the relationships he's jeopardized. With the stage set for an emotional and dramatic episode, the Young and the Restless fans can expect a Monday installment full of shocking twists, intense emotions, and unforgettable moments. Nick's rage and the destruction it causes will be a turning point, not only in his storyline, but in the entire arc of the show. Keep an eye on how this explosive moment unfolds and the repercussions that will reverberate throughout the lives of the characters involved. Maria had been restless for weeks. There was something unsettling about Tessa's recent behavior. The woman she once trusted implicitly had become secretive, her warm demeanor replaced by an unsettling coldness. But the breaking point came when Tessa, without much discussion, began to express a keen interest in sharing custody of Aria, a matter that Maria hadn't even imagined would be contested. It was unthinkable. This wasn't the Tessa she knew. The sudden shift made Maria's stomach turn with unease. Determined to uncover the truth, Maria started keeping a close eye on Tessa's movements. She knew it was wrong to doubt someone she loved, but the stakes were too high. Aria was her world, and the mere idea of losing her, even partially, was unbearable. The trail of betrayal. One crisp autumn morning, Maria noticed Tessa leaving the house in a hurry with Aria bundled in her arms. She barely offered a word of explanation, brushing off Maria's questions with a dismissive excuse about a playdate. Something in Tessa's eyes that morning betrayed her. It was fear. That moment, Maria decided she had to follow her. It wasn't just suspicion, it was a visceral need to protect her daughter. Maria stayed far enough behind Tessa's car to avoid detection. After weaving through town, Tessa finally pulled into the parking lot of a rundown roadside motel on the outskirts of Genoa City. The sight sent chills down Maria's spine. "Why here?" she whispered to herself, her heart pounding like a war drum. From her concealed vantage point, she watched as Tessa walked into the motel carrying Aria and looking over her shoulder as though she feared being followed. Minutes stretched into an eternity before Maria saw someone step out to greet Tessa, a man. Maria's blood ran cold as she recognized him. Ian Ward, the man who had once made her life a living nightmare. In The Young and the Restless, Connor Newman's life takes a dramatic turn as he faces not only the struggles of his fractured family, but a shocking ordeal that changes him forever. Kidnapped by Ian Ward and Jordan, Connor is taken far away from the safety of Genoa City, sparking a chain of events that pushes him into a world of darkness, resilience, and self-discovery. A desperate boy, Connor's days had been marked by hopelessness, his young life overshadowed by illness, and the emotional turmoil of his parents, Adam and Chelsea. Trapped in a toxic environment filled with hollow reassurances, Connor felt like a burden. Despair gripped him, and he longed for an escape. While his family tried to pretend everything was fine, their forced optimism only deepened his feelings of isolation. Jordan's radical plan. Jordan, a childhood friend, watched Connor's decline with growing concern. Driven by a mix of frustration and determination, Jordan devised a bold plan to pull Connor out of his misery. His vision went far beyond comfort or therapy. He wanted to forge Connor into someone stronger, someone capable of thriving despite his struggles. To achieve this transformation, Jordan reached out to Ian Ward, a shadowy figure known for his unorthodox and often brutal methods. Ian's reputation as a manipulative and calculating mentor was precisely what Jordan believed Connor needed. The kidnapping. Under the guise of a new beginning, Jordan lured Connor away, convincing him to leave his family behind. Adam and Chelsea, blindsided by their son's decision, were left reeling. While Adam recognized Connor's need for independence, Chelsea was devastated, pleading with him to stay. Connor, however, was resolute. "I need to figure out who I am," he told them, his voice steady despite the weight of his words. Jordan and Ian whisked Connor away to a remote location, isolating him from everything he knew. The secluded cabin, surrounded by dense woods, became both a prison and a training ground. Connor quickly realized that this was no ordinary retreat. He was under Ian's strict and relentless tutelage. Ian's brutal methods. Ian wasted no time breaking Connor down, challenging both his body and mind. He pushed Connor to confront his fears and insecurities, forcing him to shed his self-pity. The training was grueling, often crossing the line into cruelty. Ian's philosophy was simple: survival demanded strength, and strength required sacrifice. "Your illness doesn't define you," Ian barked during one session as Connor collapsed from exhaustion. "What defines you is how you fight back." At first, Connor resisted, resenting Ian's harshness and longing for the comfort of his old life. But as the days turned into weeks, something began to shift. Connor's body grew stronger, his mind sharper, and his spirit more determined. A new purpose. Under Ian's guidance, Connor transformed. The boy who once felt powerless began to carry himself with confidence. He learned not only physical endurance, but also the art of manipulation and strategy. Ian and Jordan's influence reshaped him into someone capable of navigating a world filled with shadows and deceit. Yet, this transformation came at a cost. Connor's growing intelligence and cunning brought with them a darker side. He started to view people as tools rather than companions, recognizing their flaws and vulnerabilities with a cold detachment. Connor's awakening. As Connor's training progressed, he began to see through Jordan's and Ian's motives. While he respected their mentorship, he understood that their interest in him wasn't entirely selfless. They saw him as a project, a tool to further their own goals. In a pivotal moment, Connor confronted Jordan during a game of chess. "Check," he said, his voice steady and calculating. The move caught Jordan off guard, a silent acknowledgement that Connor was no longer the naive boy he had been. The road ahead. Connor's journey is far from over. While he has found strength and purpose, he now faces a world filled with moral ambiguity and dangerous alliances. The once fragile boy has become a young man ready to face any challenge, but the question remains, at what cost? Connor's kidnapping and transformation mark a turning point not only in his life, but in the lives of those around him. As he steps into this new reality, he carries with him a spark of hope. Hope for a future where he is no longer defined by his past, but by the man he chooses to become. After decades of captivating audiences as the brilliant and charismatic Michael Baldwin, Christian Leblanc is bidding an emotional farewell to the young and the restless. The shocking news has sent ripples through the soap opera world, leaving fans devastated and eager to learn what led to this unexpected departure. Let's unravel the details of this major storyline twist and the legacy Leblanc leaves behind. An iconic run comes to an end. Christian Leblanc first graced the Genoa City scene in 1991, and over the years, his portrayal of Michael Baldwin evolved from a ruthless lawyer to a beloved family man and friend. Leblanc's ability to bring depth and humanity to his character earned him 3 Daytime Emmy Awards and a permanent place in the hearts of Y and R fans. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. In a recent interview, Leblanc reflected on his time with the show, calling it a journey of growth, love, and incredible storytelling. He added, "It's bittersweet to say goodbye, but I'm excited for what's next." Michael Baldwin's emotional farewell. In true soap opera fashion, Michael Baldwin's exit was nothing short of dramatic. In the latest episode, viewers watched as Michael delivered a heartfelt monologue, reflecting on his life's journey and the challenges he overcame. His emotional goodbye to his wife, Lauren Fenmore, and son, Fenmore Baldwin, left fans reaching for tissues. "This isn't goodbye forever," Michael said, his voice thick with emotion. "It's just the beginning of a new chapter." The scene was beautifully written, capturing the essence of a man who's always fought for justice while battling his inner demons. Fan reactions, heartbreak, and tributes. The news of Leblanc's departure has sparked an outpouring of love and sadness on social media. One fan tweeted, "I can't imagine Y and R without Michael Baldwin. Christian Leblanc brought so much heart and soul to the show." #Fanera another wrote, "His farewell scene was perfection. I'll miss seeing his dynamic with Lauren." #GR. Soap opera forums have been flooded with tributes, with fans sharing their favorite Michael Baldwin moments. From his redemption arc after serving time in prison to his tender moments as a husband and father, it's clear that Lebling's portrayal of Michael will be remembered as one of Y&R's finest. Behind the scenes, why Lebling decided to leave. While the exact reasons for Lebling's exit remain private, sources close to the actor hint that he's eager to explore new opportunities. Christian has always been passionate about his craft, a colleague shared. He's ready to take on new challenges, and we're excited to see where his talent takes him next. Executive producer Anthony Marina expressed his gratitude for Lebling's contributions, stating, "Christian has been an integral part of our show for over 3 decades. We'll miss him dearly but support him wholeheartedly in his next endeavors." What's next for Y&R? As Michael Baldwin exits Genoa City, fans are left wondering how the show will fill the void. Will Lauren take center stage as she navigates life without Michael by her side? Or will a new character step into the legal world to shake things up? The writers have promised that Michael's departure will pave the way for new and exciting storylines. This is a turning point for many characters, teased head writer Josh Griffith. "We're committed to honoring Michael's legacy while keeping viewers on the edge of their seats." Christian Lebling's legacy. Over the years, Christian Lebling has proven himself to be a true gem in the world of daytime television. His portrayal of Michael Baldwin brought a perfect balance of strength, vulnerability, and charm. He turned a once villainous character into a fan favorite, showcasing the power of redemption and resilience. As fans say goodbye to Michael Baldwin, they also celebrate the incredible journey that Lebling has taken them on. Whether he's delivering a fiery courtroom speech or sharing a tender moment with his family, Lebling's performances will remain etched in the memories of Y&R viewers. Final thoughts. Christian Lebling's exit marks the end of an era for the young and the restless. His emotional farewell as Michael Baldwin has left fans in tears, but it's also a reminder of the profound impact a talented actor can have on a beloved character. While his absence will undoubtedly be felt, fans can take solace in knowing that his legacy will live on. Stay tuned to Y&R as the show embarks on a new chapter, and keep an eye out for what's next in Christian Lebling's extraordinary career. In a story that resonates with hope, resilience, and hardtack, the young and the restless icon Eric Braden has made an emotional return to his home, which was devastated by the catastrophic Los Angeles wildfires. The beloved actor, who has portrayed Victor Newman for decades, shared his poignant experience with fans, offering a rare glimpse into his personal life and the challenges he's faced off-screen. The home reduced to ashes. For Braden, his home was more than just a place to live. It was a sanctuary, a symbol of his hard-earned success, and the memories he'd built over the years with family and friends. When the wildfires swept through LA, leaving devastation in their wake, Braden's cherished retreat was among the countless properties reduced to rubble. It's hard to put into words the pain of seeing your home, your safe haven, reduced to ashes, Braden said in an exclusive interview. "But what matters most is that my loved ones are safe. Everything else, no matter how valuable, can be rebuilt." The emotional homecoming. Months after the fires subsided, Braden recently returned to the property for the first time. Standing among the charred remnants of what once was, he reflected on the memories that had been etched into every wall and corner of his home. Walking through the ruins brought a flood of emotions, he shared. "I could almost hear the laughter, the family dinners, and the quiet moments of solitude that made this place special." Despite the devastation, Braden's spirit remains unbroken. He's determined to rebuild not just a house, but a new chapter of his life. A message of resilience and gratitude. Braden's journey has not been one of sorrow alone. He's used his platform to advocate for wildfire victims and highlight the importance of community support. "In moments like these, you realize how vital it is to come together," he said. The outpouring of love and support from fans and neighbors has been overwhelming. It reminds me that even in the darkest times, humanity shines brightly. Rebuilding with purpose. Looking ahead, Braden is channeling his energy into rebuilding his home with a renewed sense of purpose. He's working closely with architects and designers to create a space that not only honors the past but embraces the future. "This is an opportunity to start fresh," he said. "I'm envisioning a home that's modern, sustainable, and reflective of the lessons I've learned from this experience." Fans rally behind their beloved star. As news of Braden's journey spread, fans from around the globe have rallied to show their support. Social media has been flooded with messages of encouragement, personal stories of overcoming loss, and admiration for the actor's resilience. Victor Newman has always been a fighter, and so is Eric Braden, one fan tweeted. "If anyone can rise from the ashes, it's him." A story of strength and renewal. Eric Braden's return to his fire-ravaged home is more than just a personal milestone. It's a testament to the strength of the human spirit. His journey serves as a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable loss, hope and determination can pave the way to a brighter future. Don't miss this inspiring chapter in the life of one of daytime television's most iconic stars. As Braden himself puts it, "We may lose everything, but we never lose the strength to rise again." Next week on The Young and the Restless, viewers are in for a roller coaster of emotions as Sharon Newman takes matters into her own hands in a jaw-dropping move that will leave Genoa City reeling. From secret plots to daring escapes, the episodes airing January 13 to 17 promise high-stakes drama that fans won't want to miss. Sharon's desperate situation. Sharon's life has been spiraling out of control lately. Between her ongoing battle with cancer and her strained relationships, it seemed she was at her breaking point. But no one expected her to end up in such a perilous situation. Trapped and chained in what appears to be a shocking twist orchestrated by an unexpected foe, Sharon's resolve is tested like never before. The Iron Bar, a symbol of defiance. When all hope seemed lost, Sharon's resourcefulness came to the forefront. In a moment of sheer determination, she discovered an iron bar hidden in her surroundings. Armed with nothing but her grit and the makeshift weapon, Sharon managed to break the chains that held her captive. This daring escape isn't just about survival, it's a powerful message that Sharon is far from defeated. Who's behind Sharon's ordeal? The big question on everyone's mind: who orchestrated this cruel setup? Speculation is running wild, with several suspects in the spotlight. Could it be Adam, who's never truly shaken his dark tendencies? Or perhaps Phyllis, who's always been a wild card with her own agenda? Some fans even suspect a shocking return of an old enemy bent on revenge. The truth will likely come out in explosive fashion, with consequences that could shake Genoa City to its core. A new Sharon emerges. Sharon's escape marks a turning point in her storyline. Insiders tease that this experience will ignite a fire within her, transforming her into a force to be reckoned with. Expect Sharon to confront her enemies head-on, seeking justice and reclaiming her life. Her journey will be one of empowerment and resilience, resonating deeply with fans who have followed her through every triumph and setback. Genoa City reacts. As word of Sharon's daring escape spreads, reactions from her loved ones will be mixed. Nick and Mariah are expected to rally around her, offering unwavering support. But others, like Ray and Chelsea, may have their doubts about the true story behind Sharon's ordeal. Meanwhile, Victor Newman's involvement is bound to add another layer of intrigue. Will he step in to protect Sharon, or will he leverage the situation to further his own mysterious agenda? What's next for Sharon? The fallout from Sharon's escape is poised to dominate next week's episodes. Fans can expect a whirlwind of confrontations, emotional reunions, and shocking revelations. One thing is certain: Sharon's journey is far from over. and her next moves will undoubtedly set the stage for even more explosive drama in Genoa City. Final thoughts. With tension building and secrets unraveling, The Young and the Restless is delivering the kind of gripping, edge-of-your-seat drama that has made it a fan favorite for decades. Sharon's daring escape is just the beginning of a thrilling new chapter that promises to keep viewers hooked from start to finish. Don't miss a single moment as the drama unfolds from January 13 to 17. You'll want to see every twist and turn as Sharon reclaims her power and uncovers the truth. The Young and the Restless star Eric Braden, who portrays Victor Newman on the CBS soap, returned to the site of his home for the first time since it burned in the Los Angeles wildfires. The actor had a raw and emotional reaction to seeing the devastation. First look at fire devastation. Braden went with E.T. to get a first look at his home in the daylight. The footage showed him his garage, which featured a heavily damaged weightlifting bench. Braden teared up as he surveyed the devastation to the home he'd lived in for 45 years. "I didn't think it would hit me this hard," he said. The actor said he didn't want his family to see it. Braden compared the devastation to the daily bombing he experienced growing up during World War II. He also mentioned that they rebuilt after the war. "You've got to rebuild," he said. "You know when you watch, and you see all this news coverage of all these people losing their homes. I understand now," he said. "It's such a feeling of loss." Braden also noted that his son, Christian Goodegast, was in London for the premiere of Den of Thieves, which opens January 10. The actor wore a bomber jacket featuring the movie. "I'm proud of my boy," Braden said. He revealed that his children's success was more important than his own life. Braden vowed to rebuild so that he could pass the property on to his children and grandchildren. As for what Braden saved when he left, he admitted they didn't believe the fire would threaten their home. He said they took their passports, pictures, and some papers, and what they could pack in the last hour before they left. Check out the entire interview in the video below. Braden's co-star, Melissa Claire Egan, lost her new home to the fires. In addition, the Bold and the Beautiful's Jennifer Gareis and General Hospital's Cameron Matheson both lost their homes in the wildfires. Matheson also warned fans against donating to scam GoFundMe accounts earlier today. Soap Hub sends our thoughts to all those in the Los Angeles area affected by these tragic wildfires. We send our wishes for peace and safety amid the chaos. The Young and the Restless spoilers, the dark depths of Sharon's desperate struggle. The damp air in the underground chamber was suffocating, the darkness so oppressive that it felt as though the walls were closing in. Sharon sat on the cold, rough floor, her wrists raw from the relentless pulling of the chains that bound her. Her cries for help echoed through the cavernous space, but no one answered. "Is anyone there?" she screamed, her voice breaking with desperation. Tears streamed down her face. Though the room was stocked with enough food to sustain her for weeks, she couldn't bring herself to eat. Her appetite had been replaced by a deep, gnawing fear that she was truly alone in this hellish place, but she wasn't. Out of the shadows, Cameron emerged, his figure barely visible but his presence unmistakable. Sharon recoiled instinctively, her eyes narrowing with a mix of fear and suspicion. He always appeared when she was at her lowest, his calm demeanor only adding to her unease. "Sharon," he said smoothly, his voice a blend of mock concern and cold detachment. "You need to calm down. This hysteria won't help you." "Why are you doing this to me?" Sharon snapped, her voice trembling with both anger and despair. "Let me out of here, please." Cameron crouched down, just far enough to be out of her reach, and tilted his head as if he were considering her plea. "I might help you," he said with a faint smirk. "If you want to get out of here, all you have to do is ask nicely." Sharon's lip quivered as she stared at him, hatred burning in her eyes. "You're sick. You enjoy this, don't you?" Cameron laughed softly, standing again and pacing around the room. "Oh, Sharon, you misunderstand me. I'm not your captor. I'm just an observer. Besides, he said, gesturing toward the far end of the chamber, you're not the only one here. The voice in the shadows. Sharon froze. For days, she had been hearing faint cries, whispers of agony, that she had convinced herself were figments of her imagination. Her mind had been playing tricks on her, she thought, amplifying her loneliness and despair until even silence became unbearable. But now, hearing Cameron's words, a chill ran down her spine. What do you mean? She asked cautiously, her voice barely above a whisper. Cameron smiled cryptically. At the end of the hall, there's another door. And behind that door, well, let's just say you're not the only one with a story to tell. Sharon shook her head, refusing to believe him. No, you're lying. There's no one else here, just me and my broken mind. As if on cue, the faint sound of a woman's voice echoed through the chamber. Help me, it pleaded, weak and desperate. Sharon's breath hitched. The voice wasn't her own. It was real. Sharon's doubt and despair. No, Sharon muttered, pressing her hands to her ears. No, 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 it's not real. I'm hearing things again. Are you sure? Cameron asked, his tone taunting. The voice sounds awfully real to me. Maybe you should check, or maybe not. After all, isn't it easier to just pretend it's all in your head? Sharon glared at him, her anger flaring. If someone's down there, why don't you go and open the door? Why don't you help her? Cameron chuckled and shook his head. Oh no, that's not my role in this little drama. I'm just here to keep you company, to make sure you don't lose your mind completely. Whether you help her or not, that's up to you. A moral dilemma. The cries grew louder, more insistent, and Sharon's resolve began to waver. She hated herself for hesitating, but fear rooted her to the spot. What if it was a trap? What if Cameron was manipulating her, using the voice to break her further? Or worse, what if the voice was real, and there truly was someone else suffering in the same way she was? Why me? Sharon whispered, tears streaming down her face. Why are you doing this to me? Cameron's expression softened, though the glint in his eyes remained cold. Because, Sharon, you're stronger than you think. But strength means nothing if you don't use it. So go ahead, make your choice. With that, Cameron retreated into the shadows, leaving Sharon alone once more. The cries from the far end of the chamber continued haunting and relentless, as Sharon grappled with the crushing weight of her decision. What lies beyond the door? Sharon's hands trembled as she reached for the chain holding her in place. Her mind raced with questions. Was the voice real? Could she trust her instincts? Or had her captivity warped her perception of reality? And if the voice was real, did she even have the strength to help someone else when she could barely hold herself together? In the suffocating darkness, Sharon faced a choice that would define her. Would she confront the unknown, risking everything to help the voice behind the door? Or would she remain in her corner, paralyzed by fear and doubt, waiting for a salvation that might never come? As the cries grew louder, more desperate, Sharon knew one thing for certain. Whatever lay beyond that door, she couldn't ignore it any longer.